For eons, dragons have reigned supreme at the pinnacle of the food chain. Among them, the White Dragon King, Valdrion, was the mightiest force, so formidable that even gods trembled in his presence. Yet, today, for reasons unknown, Valdrion allowed himself to be slain by humans. He had never harmed mankind, never given them cause to despise him. Perhaps his mere existence was threat enough to the world, compelling them to strike first. In his final moments, as humanity offered no justification for their betrayal, Valdrion gazed skyward one last time, unperturbed. He prayed his soul would descend to the abyss, a fitting end for a divine dragon who had lived since the dawn of time alongside the gods. His body began to dissolve, merging with the heavens and earth, returning the dragon god to eternal rest. It seemed his story had ended, gone forever. But fate had other plans. Valdrion was reborn as a human boy named Dorian in a humble family. Years passed, and though now a young man, Dorian carried the memories of his ancient past. In his quiet village, he befriended a petite, charming girl named Aira. Amid the serene beauty of this place, Dorian often felt life's true meaning, yearning to savor the peaceful days in his new home. Dorian's village, Varanthia, nestled at the northern border of the Arestian continent, thrived on agriculture. Each day, Dorian toiled in the fields, tending crops with his parents. The work was grueling manure, and all but it promised bountiful harvests and coin. With millennia of knowledge, Dorian could do anything to aid his village. By 15, he was deemed an adult, ready to live independently. After fieldwork, Dorian often fished with his older brother, who mentioned an upcoming mission to investigate a perilous swamp near the village. If danger arose, the villagers would suffer. As a skilled fighter, Dorian was chosen for the task, though it was meant for the garrison's soldiers. He insisted on going alone, unwilling to risk others' lives. Later, Dorian sold his catch to familiar faces, who marveled at his calm demeanor despite tomorrow's dangerous journey. All set and raring to go, he grinned, unfazed. Malika and Annbeth, the village's combat trainers, were busy teaching the children to fend off common beasts. Dorian usually helped, but this time he left it to them, as the area was crawling with threats and the village lacked guards. The strongest villagers were stretched thin, so everyone trained to protect one another. Aira soon arrived, calling Dorian to magic lessons. She admired him, handsome and talented, and he felt the same. At an elder's home, they practiced magic. Though Dorian wielded dragon powers, he suppressed them in his human life, focusing on learning spells and, reluctantly, potion-making, his weakest skill. Potions were vital for survival, so every villager learned the basics. That afternoon, Dorian met Christina, a noble-born girl introduced by the village chief. She was bold and courteous, shaking his hand firmly. Their grip revealed mutual strength, though neither spoke of it. Later, Dorian harvested winter-root vegetables, marveling at humanity's resilience in Varanthia's harsh climate, freezing winters and scorching summers. Back home, Dorian was greeted by his little brother Milo and a warm family dinner. His mother's cooking was divine, leaving nothing on their plates. His father spoke of independent life, free but lonely, and urged Dorian to find a partner, like his brother Dalton. Dorian, still young at heart, wanted a few more years of freedom before settling down. When Milo asked about tomorrow's mission, their mother worried about the dangers of the Lizard God clan's former home. Dorian reassured her he'd only observe from afar. His father praised his maturity, encouraging him to follow his heart but stay safe. The next day, villagers gathered to bid Dorian farewell, touched by their support since the soldiers couldn't go. Malika stopped the guards from switching shifts to ensure the village's safety. Priestess Lycia blessed Dorian's journey, while Magruna, the elder mage, foresaw peril and urged caution. Ira gifted him packed meals, revealing the Lizard God clan had vanished mysteriously. Dorian's task was to investigate the threat and protect Varanthia. At the swamp, Dorian's seismic sensors detected an imbalanced earth magic overwhelmed water, driving the Lizard clan away. Magruna's predictions were spot on. A sudden noise alerted him, and he drew his sword, expecting a formidable beast. Only the strongest creatures could survive here. Instead, a bewildered snake girl appeared, a lamia named Selena. She tried to intimidate him, but Dorian, unfazed, wondered why a lamia was in such an inhospitable place. Legends spoke of their enchanting beauty, yet Selena's clumsy charm attempts failed spectacularly, leaving Dorian amused. A massive creature, the true threat to the Lizard clan, emerged, targeting Selena. Dorian swiftly pulled her to safety. As they hid, she asked what it was. A crazed earth spirit, Dorian explained, noting it had driven the Lizard clan away by disrupting the swamp's balance. Its madness was incurable. Dorian proposed they team up to stop the spirit. Selena, though her earth magic matched the spirit's, agreed to distract it. "Leave it to me," she chirped, brimming with confidence. Her Lamia magic could hold it briefly, giving Dorian a chance to strike. Selena's distraction worked, summoning a massive serpent to bind the spirit. Dorian seized the moment, leaping high and channeling dragon magic into his blade. With a single, radiant slash, he cleaved the spirit in two, its muddy form collapsing. Selena, splattered but unharmed, was awestruck. Dorian introduced himself as a Varanthian, complimenting Selena's name. Blushing, she joined him to find a stream to clean up. Over a campfire meal, Selena shared her quest. At 17, Lamia must leave their villages to find a mate. Her kind, all female, sought strong partners to continue their lineage. Selena's mother, Alamia, had met her human father on a similar journey, explaining her striking beauty. Dorian, intrigued, noted her innocence compared to other Lamia, who were wary and aggressive. Her playful dance, meant to charm, had only made him laugh. Selena admitted she felt safe with him. As they parted, Dorian gifted Selena a burst of vital energy, a dragon's essence so potent it nearly overwhelmed her. They promised to meet again, perhaps in Varanthia. Days later, Selena encountered adventurers who fled at her serpentine form, leaving her disheartened by rejection. Back in Varanthia, Dorian trained with Magruna and Era, struggling with magical potions. Unlike common remedies, these required precision with volatile ingredients. Era excelled, while Dorian faltered, apologizing for his clumsiness. Era comforted him, praising his knack for identifying herbs. Magruna lauded Dorian's offensive magic, predicting he'd save many with practice. She urged patience there were no shortcuts to mastery. His failures could become strengths, like turning toxic potions into antidotes. At noon, Era invited Dorian to her family's home for a meal, where they prayed to Myralis, the nature goddess and Dorian's old friend. Later, Dorian visited Myra, a half-human, half-cow beastkin who shared her rich milk with the village. A fan of her creamy offerings, Dorian happily accepted a cup. He then headed to the training grounds, where Christina watched curiously as Annbeth drilled the children. Sensing a familiar presence in the nearby forest, Dorian investigated. That evening, Dorian found Selena bathing in a stream. Embarrassed, she spilled her water, and he gallantly carried her to safety. Unfazed by her form, Dorian called her beautiful, sparking her shy protests. He insisted beauty was meant to be admired, earning a playful slap for his cheekiness. Selena explained she'd returned because only Dorian treated her kindly, unlike others who fled in fear. Touched, he suggested she live in Varanthia, where beastkin and demi-humans thrived. Though villagers might be wary, her warmth could win them over. Selena's heart soared at the prospect. To gain trust, Selena left gifts of meat and fish for the villagers. Though wary of Lamia, they appreciated the offerings. A council meeting debated her presence, with Captain Balthor advocating caution. Magruna, optimistic, suggested waiting to judge Selena's intentions. Ira's divination, guided by Magruna, predicted Selena's arrival would bring fortune. The villagers agreed to wait. Dorian informed Selena it was time for the final step, revealing herself. With reduced suspicion, their plan to integrate her seemed poised for success. Balthor and Malika led a group, including Dorian, to find the Lamia. Lycia, a priestess of Myralis, held sway. Her approval would secure Selena's place. The plan was for Dorian to feign an attack by a fang hare, with Selena swooping in to save him, proving her goodwill. But a colossal mountain-armored bear king appeared, far more dangerous than planned. Balthor's son stumbled, targeted by the beast. Dorian and Selena intervened, with Selena using her Lamia magic to redirect the bear. The villagers, awed but cautious, witnessed her power. Dorian vouched for Selena, who admitted to leaving gifts and begged to stay. Her heartfelt plea fearing rejection as a monster swayed the soldiers. Lycia received a divine vision from Myralis, declaring Selena a child of nature, not evil. The villagers embraced her. Selena, exhausted and wounded, fainted, but was gifted a home as Varanthia's newest resident. Balthor's family apologized and thanked her for saving their son. Era, curious about Lamia, sought Selena's guidance. Dorian, proud of their success, thanked Myralis for her divine intervention. That night, Dorian's soul form visited Myralis in her celestial realm. Their old friendship warmed their reunion, though Dorian respectfully called her goddess in his human guise. Myralis knew of Selena's journey and was glad Dorian lived joyfully as a human, unlike his solitary dragon days. Dorian shared how his death by a hero's blade felt liberating, not despairing. Now, he cherished his fragile human life, knowing each day could be his last. Myralis sensed his radiant joy, partly due to Selena's presence, and looked forward to their next meeting. Time passed, and Selena woke Dorian excitedly for a new day. They joined Christina to plant potatoes, laughing at her novice attempts. Christina, thriving in Varanthia, wrote to her family at the kingdom's Grand Academy, describing the village's warmth and her bond with Selena. Christina's letter detailed her duel with Malika, showcasing her superior swordsmanship. The village celebrated her skill with a feast, charmed by her noble grace. Though initially distant as a noble, she yearned for the village's camaraderie, feeling isolated. One night, Selena and Dorian caught Christina practicing alone. Selena invited her to their home, sharing her cozy straw bed adorned with gifted plushies. Christina, hesitant but warmed by Selena's enthusiasm, found comfort in the Lamia's hospitality, bridging their gap. At a village milk-drinking contest, Christina bonded with the locals, outdrinking Balthor in a hilarious showdown. The villagers embraced her, erasing her noble barriers. Myra's daughter's milk, crafted with Dorian and Selena's help, delighted Christina, cementing her place in Varanthia. Christina's academy friend, Olivia, was stunned to learn she'd befriended a Lamia, as nobles viewed them as dangerous. A mage named Kiera, working for the crown, suspected Selena in recent disappearances, plotting to capture her despite Olivia's defense of Selena's divine blessing. Unaware of the brewing storm, Dorian, Selena, and Christina worked the fields. Soldiers arrived, surrounding Selena on orders from Commissioner Guda, who ignored Lycia's divine testimony. Guda demanded Selena's transport to the capital for scrutiny, dismissing Morales' judgment. Dorian insisted on accompanying Selena, arguing he'd brought her to Varanthia. The villagers resented the soldiers' hypocrisy, ignoring them in crises but meddling now. Christina raced to the academy, hoping Olivia's influence could save her friends. On the carriage ride, Selena trembled, but Dorian's reassuring hug calmed her, reminiscent of his mother's comfort. At the capital, Christina reached Olivia, who revealed Kiera's scheme tied to the disappearances. Guda's involvement hinted at a darker plot. Dorian and Selena met Kiera, who feigned kindness, offering a lavish meal laced with sedatives. As they succumbed, Kiera revealed her true natura, 300-year-old witch, stealing youthful bodies. Selena's flawless Lamia form was her next target. Dorian, resistant to the drug due to his dragon heritage, confronted Kiera. Her ritual circle and artifacts, crafted from lizard god remains, exposed her crimes. She admitted to countless murders, driven by a twisted quest for eternal beauty, backed by powerful allies. Using a magical recorder, Dorian and Selena captured Kiera's confession. Christina and officials stormed in, arresting the witch. Olivia apologized for using Selena as bait, a necessary ruse to expose Kiera's evil. Selena, safe, thanked her friends for their bravery. Selena, now a beloved Varanthian, thrived among friends. Dorian's heart swelled with pride, knowing their bond had changed her life. Their adventures continued, promising more epic tales in the magical world of Orestia. Promising to catch up with his two dearest friends later, Dorian prepared for the dawn's battle. Noticing Selena's trembling hands, he found her sleepless, sitting alone. To ease her fear, he fibbed about needing fresh air, joining her under the starlit sky. Selena pointed to the ethereal elven village, its beauty breathtaking under moonlight filtering through leaves. No wonder the elves would die to protect it. The distant clanging of forges echoed, craftsmen forging weapons for tomorrow's fight. Dorian and Selena shared a quiet moment, hearts heavy with the coming war. Dorian admitted others called him odd, but he felt nothing about it. Sensing Selena's anxiety, he apologized for dragging her into this chaos, knowing she loathed violence. Selena confessed she wasn't afraid of battle, but hated harming others, haunted by her failure to kill a demon general who massacred elves. Her hesitation cost lives, and she cursed her weakness as a Lamia. Dorian, softening, said he once thought Lamia were cold-blooded, but Selena's warmth changed him. "You're why I invited you to Varanthia," he said, his words teetering on a confession, making her blush fiercely. Dorian urged Selena to stay true to her kind heart, calling her innocence and goodness her strength. Overwhelmed, she accepted his gift, a radiant magic crystal forged from dragon essence, its power unmatched. It was his favorite treasure, now hers to protect his muse in the coming battle. Selena, awestruck by the crystal's purity, felt its energy surge within her. Dorian promised it would shield her, banishing her fears. Christina, waking nearby, teased the cozy duo, draping them in a blanket and joining their starry night chat, savoring the calm before the storm. United, they vowed to defend the elven village. Selena, bolstered by Dorian's faith, swore to wield her power fully. Christina, ignited by their resolve, pledged to crush evil. As Selena finally slept, her friends sighed in relief, ready for the dawn's clash. At sunrise, warriors gathered. Elder Goyo's speech rallied them to protect their home, fueled by fallen comrades' sacrifices. Their goal: destroy the main portal linking worlds, with 3 sub-portals guarded by demon generals. Olivia led the elves, while Goyo and Diodora patrolled, ensuring safe passage. Dorian, Selena, and Christina, the forest champions, would face the demon generals. Nearing the main portal, they were ambushed. Selena stayed to fight, clearing a path for her friends. Her resolve shone, though Dorian and Christina worried for her safety. Demon forces sensed the elves' assault. General Jorath, eager to duel the dragon god, guarded the closest portal. The spider and beast tribes engaged him, while Rosia, a dark rose spirit, faced Diodora alone, vowing a brutal showdown. Jeren, clad in impervious armor, overwhelmed the elves. Selena's hailstorm, amplified by Dorian's crystal, crushed him momentarily, stunning allies. Jeren, thrilled, recognized her as his fated foe, craving to devour her power. Selena, trembling but defiant, vowed to fight. Dorian and Christina pressed toward the main portal, trusting Selena's strength. The crystal's unique magic would protect her, Dorian assured, calming Christina's fears. They couldn't turn back, other portals needed defending, or the forest would fall. At Jelot's portal, the beast and spider tribes faltered against his might. Christina, splitting off, launched a surprise attack, saving allies. She faced Jelot alone, activating her blade's second form for a swift victory, though his regenerative powers made it a grueling duel. Diodora, battling Rosia, was trapped in a toxic rose cage. Rosia's attacks, fueled by stolen lives, enraged Diodora, who unleashed her own dark rose powers, hating their destructive nature but needing them to avenge her kin. The clash of floral spirits intensified. Rosia's poison overwhelmed Diodora, mocking her solitude, but Diodora's trapper seed planted in Rosia's wound sprouted, draining her life. As Rosia crumbled, Diodora, weakened, collapsed. Dorian arrived, annihilating demon soldiers with a radiant energy burst, saving her. Dorian healed Diodora with a potent magic circle, revealing his dragon wings. Stunned, she learned of his past as a dragon reborn. Urging her to rest, he flew to aid others, confident in Selena and Christina's battles, determined to minimize losses. Selena, gravely wounded by Jeren's strike, lay bleeding. The crystal activated, healing her. Allies urged her to flee, but she refused, torn by guilt. Christina, struggling against Jelot's relentless healing, wondered how many strikes it would take to end him. Jelot revealed Christina's super endura natura, rare, monstrous strength shunned by humans. Her power rivaled gods and dragons, explaining Dorian's secrecy. Shocked, Christina learned a super endura had slain Dorian in his dragon life, deepening her resolve. Christina's heroic blood awakened, severing Jorath's limbs in a dazzling display. She beheaded him, ending his reign. Learning her ancestor betrayed Dorian, she vowed to right that wrong. Meanwhile, Dorian faced Jorath in the demon realm, a desolate wasteland. Jorath, a fallen war god, challenged Dorian, knowing his human form limited him. To spare the forest, they fought in the demon realm. Dorian, unleashing partial dragon power, countered Jorath's devastating strikes with ease, his long force unmatched. Back at the forest, elders debated destroying the main portal, risking Dorian's return. Selena and Christina pleaded for faith in him, arguing abandoning Dorian was betrayal. Olivia and Diodora supported them, swaying the elders to wait, trusting Dorian's victory. Dorian dominated Jorath, shattering his armor with a single blow. Jorath, undeterred, unleashed his ultimate technique, forged over centuries. Dorian's dragon breath obliterated it, proving his supremacy. Jorath, humbled, accepted defeat, honored to fall to the White Dragon King. Returning triumphant, Dorian was mobbed by Selena's joyful embrace. The portal was destroyed, and the forest rejoiced, its recovery assured. At the victory feast, Selena and Christina dazzled in elven attire, with Dorian teasing their beauty as his reward. Dorian and Selena danced, her wounds healed, her courage praised. Christina sang a ballad of the hero and white dragon, revealing her lineage. Dorian, moved, confirmed her ancestors' bond with him, though a painful betrayal lingered unspoken. Bidding farewell, Dorian considered Olivia's academy offer, intrigued. Diodora, smitten, kissed him, sparking Selena's playful jealousy. Back in Varanthia, a mysterious force struck Dorian as he entered his home, plunging him into a dreamlike realm. In the dream, Varanthia was abandoned, its people fleeing a doomed land. Dorian, desperate to stay, watched his family and friends leave, even Selena and Christina turning against him. A voice mocked his love for Varanthia as one-sided, calling him a delusional dragon. Awakening as the White Dragon, Dorian realized it was a nightmare crafted by Kavith, the fallen goddess of destruction, his greatest foe. She taunted his desire to be human, claiming humanity would never accept him. His heart wavered, loneliness creeping in. Miraculously, Selena entered his dream, recognizing her beloved Dorian despite his draconic form. Her unwavering faith recalling their first meeting, and his constant support reignited his spirit. She embraced him, thanking him for ending her lonely wanderings. Dorian renewed, thanked Selena for anchoring him. Facing Kavith, he proudly declared their bond, thwarting her scheme. As Selena drifted to sleep, they promised to meet at dawn, ready to face whatever trials awaited in their epic journey. Dorian awoke, his resolve unbreakable, ready to protect Varanthia and his friends from Kavith's wrath, knowing Selena's love would light his path. Kavith's sneer echoed through the dreamscape, her voice dripping with venom. You think a Lamia's puppy love can save you, Valdrian? You're a relic, clinging to a mortal shell. Dorian stood tall, his draconic aura flaring. Selena's heart is worth more than your twisted schemes, Kavith. You'll never break me. The goddess of destruction laughed, her shadow looming, promising a reckoning. Snapped back to reality, Dorian found himself in Varanthia's familiar fields, the nightmare's weight lingering. Selena bounded over, her smile a beacon. Morning, hero, ready to dazzle the kids with dragon tales? Her warmth grounded him, but a flicker of unease remained. Kavith's threat wasn't idle. Dorian nodded, masking his worry, and followed her to the village square. Before a rapt crowd of children, Dorian spun the legend of the dragon ancestor, a primal being who predated the gods. Lonely and envious, he tore himself apart to birth the Tan Dragon Kings. His wings became Vichara the Swift, his tail Hyperion the Devastator, his teeth Alexandros the Piercer, his eyes Drakmunan the All-Seeing. The kids gasped, hanging on every word. But the heart and soul, Dorian continued, endured beyond the ancestor's shattered form, forging Valdrian, the White Dragon King ruler of all. The children cheered, begging for more. Selena winked, whispering, You're a natural, Dorian. He chuckled, but his thoughts drifted to Kavith, wondering if her shadow loomed over this peaceful moment. Visitors from the elven forest arrived, Diodora, Phio, and others drawn by Varanthia's growing ties with their realm. The forest's aid had boosted the village's prosperity, and Dorian's heroics were the talk of the land. Diodora teased, Still spinning yarns for kids? Thought you'd be slaying demons by now. Dorian grinned, savoring the camaraderie. Phio praised Dorian's tale, saying it felt like he'd lived it. The group laughed as young villagers swarmed, begging for handshakes. Diodora shooed them off, joking, Christina's too busy being a legend to sign autographs. Christina blushed, her swordplay renowned, but her words shy, earning Selena's playful nudge. Diodora swept Selena into a hug, cooing, Your scent's divine, even for a Lamia. Dorian rolled his eyes at their antics. The group rested, then joined Captain Balthor's hunting party at Myra's urging. Dorian hesitated. Myra's milk, a gift in his hand, swayed him. Fine, but only for the creamy reward, he quipped. The hunt turned strange. Balthor's crew attacked harmless creatures, baffling Dorian. This bears no threat, he protested, stepping in. Balthor snapped. Monsters are dangers waiting to strike. What if it harms the village? Selena, to Dorian's shock, agreed, urging him to let it go. A chill ran through him. Something was off. Back home, Era dropped a bombshell. The village was relocating. Magruna's decided, We're leaving Varanthia. Dorian's heart sank. This land was their lifeline. Moving meant death. He confronted the elders, arguing no new home could sustain them. They dismissed him, set on progress, claiming Varanthia held them back. The elders' resolve was ironclad. You see love where we see stagnation, Dorian, they said. Families began departing, including a young couple with a child. Dorian, reeling, visited Magruna, who gifted him her ancient spellbook. Guard it, she said softly, for those who might return. Her words felt like a farewell. Dorian's family left, his parents embracing him. You're special, Dorian. You'll be fine, his mother whispered, her words heavy with unspoken truth. Christina smirked, taunting, clinging to a dying village, huh? Alone, Dorian felt Varanthia's heartbeat fading, questioning if he was the only one who cared. Selena, still in Varanthia, cooked for Dorian using Myra's last milk. It's not your masterpiece, but I hope it helps, she said gently. A deafening crash interrupted them. Rushing outside, they found their homes ablaze. Christina and others stood by the flames, their faces cold. They burned it because you wouldn't leave, Christina said, her voice cutting. No home, no reason to stay. Dorian pleaded with Selena to stop them, but she turned away, joining the exodus. Betrayed, he watched the fields ignite, his world crumbling. We fought together, how could you? He whispered. Christina's words stung deepest. No one wants to live with you, Dorian. Your village mask is gone, they know what you are. The truth hit like a blade, his dragon identity exposed. For 16 years he'd poured his soul into Varanthia, only to be abandoned. Despair clawed at his heart. A sinister voice echoed, mocking his pain. You thought you could be human. Your love was a fantasy, Valdrian. It was Kavith, twisting his fears. You're alone, always have been, always will be. Dorian's spirit faltered, the line between dream and reality blurring once more. Awakening atop his ancient mountain as Valdrian, the White Dragon King, Dorian felt the hero's fatal strike for dear, cruel illusion. "Was my human life just a dream?" he roared, anguish tearing through him. Kavith's voice taunted. "You're the world's guardian, not a villager. Accept your fate." Dorian's resolve wavered, his human dreams slipping away, but Selena's voice pierced the void, impossibly reaching him. "Dorian, it's you!" she cried, her presence defying Kavith's control. The goddess snarled, baffled by the Lamia's intrusion into her crafted nightmare. Selena's eyes sparkled with unwavering faith. "I slept hoping to see you again, and here you are." Her simple words shattered Kavith's lies, reigniting Dorian's hope. "You're Dorian of Varanthia," she declared, recalling their first meeting, his kindness, his strength, his constant support. "You're strong, but your heart's fragile," Selena said, hugging his massive draconic form. "I'm here for you now." Her gratitude poured out, she'd be lost without him. Dorian, moved, thanked her for piercing his solitude. Together, they defied Kavith's despair, their bond unbreakable. Kavith's fury shook the dreamscape. "A Lamia dares ruin my plans?" Dorian smirked, proud of his friend. "Selena's worth 1,000 of you, Kavith." He demanded her purpose no, a friendly visit, surely. She revealed herself, the fallen goddess of destruction, his eternal nemesis, come to claim his life. Dorian's eyes blazed with defiance. "You'll have to try harder than nightmares, Kavith." Selena, yawning, mumbled, "I'm sleepy, but I'll fight for you." Dorian chuckled, urging her to rest. "When you wake, I'll be there," he promised, their hearts aligned against the looming threat. As Selena faded, Dorian faced Kavith alone, his dragon soul roaring. "Your tricks are done. Varanthia's my home, and I'll protect it with Selena, Christina, and everyone I love." The goddess's laughter rang out, a chilling promise of chaos to come, but Dorian's resolve held firm. Back in Varanthia, dawn broke over the fields. Dorian awoke, Selena beside him, her smile banishing the nightmare's shadow. "Told you I'd find you," she teased. He laughed, gratitude swelling. The battle with Kavith loomed, but with friends like Selena, he feared nothing. The village bustled with life, unaware of the divine threat. Dorian, now certain of his purpose, rallied his allies. "Kavith's coming, but we'll face her together." Selena nodded, her Lamia strength ready. Christina, sensing the shift, gripped her sword, loyal to the end. Word spread of Dorian's true nature, but Varanthia embraced him, dragon or man, he was theirs. Aera's magic, Balthor's courage, and Magruna's wisdom fortified their stand. The forest allies, led by Diodora, pledged support, their bond with Varanthia unbreakable. As night fell, Dorian stood atop a hill, gazing at the stars. Selena joined him, her tail curling playfully. "Ready for the big bad goddess?" she asked. He grinned. "With you?" "Always." Their laughter echoed, a beacon of hope against Kavith's looming shadow. The forest allies gathered, Olivia's academy mages reinforcing Varanthia's defenses. Theo and Goyo strategized, while Diodora's dark roses bloomed as traps. Christina trained tirelessly, her heroic blood singing. Dorian felt Varanthia's heartbeat, this home, worth every fight. A tremor shook the earth. Kavith's arrival. Her voice boomed. "Valdrian, your time ends." Dorian stepped forward, dragon wings unfurling. "This is our home, Kavith. You'll fall here." Selena's eyes glowed, her Lamia magic surging, ready to defend their shared dream. The battle erupted, Kavith's dark forces clashing with Varanthia's defenders. Dorian's dragon breath scorched the enemy, while Selena's serpentine chains bound demons. Christina's blade danced, cutting through chaos. The village fought as one, their spirit unyielding. Kavith's power was immense, her shadows swallowing light. Dorian, battered but defiant, rallied his friends. "For Varanthia!" he roared, his long force blazing. Selena's crystal amplified her magic, shattering Kavith's minions. Christina's strikes weakened the goddess's barriers. The elders' decision to trust Dorian paid off. Olivia's mages sealed Kavith's portals, while Diodora's roses drained her strength. Fio's arrows found their mark, and Goyo's leadership held the line. Dorian faced Kavith alone, their ancient feud reigniting under Varanthia's sky. "You can't win, Valdrian," Kavith hissed, her form towering. Dorian's eyes burned with resolve. "I'm not alone anymore." Channeling his friend's strength, Selena's heart, Christina's courage, Varanthia's love, he struck, his blade infused with dragonfire, piercing Kavith's core. Kavith screamed, her form unraveling. "This isn't over," she spat, vanishing into the void. Varanthia stood victorious, its fields scarred but unbroken. Selena tackled Dorian in a hug, sobbing with relief. "You did it!" Christina grinned, sheathing her sword, pride in her eyes. The village celebrated, their bonds stronger than ever. Dorian, no longer just a dragon or man, was Varanthia's heart. Selena, now a true resident, danced under the stars, her laughter infectious. Christina, her heroic legacy honored, vowed to stay, her home found. As peace settled, Dorian reflected on his journey. Kavith's chaos had tested him, but love Christina's Varanthia Shad prevailed. The stars above whispered of new adventures, but for now, he savored the warmth of home, his dragon soul at rest. Years later, Varanthia thrived, a beacon of unity. Dorian and Selena, now inseparable, taught the children dragon tales, their bond a legend. Christina led the guard, her sword ever ready. Kavith's shadow lingered, but Dorian knew they'd face any storm together. One evening, a mysterious figure watched from the forest. Kavith's ally, perhaps, or a new foe. Dorian sensed it, his dragon instincts sharp. "Trouble's brewing," he told Selena, who smirked. "Good, we're ready." Christina nodded, her blade gleaming. Varanthia's heroes stood united. The tale of Valdrian, the White Dragon King, and his human heart spread across Arestia, inspiring hope. Dorian, no longer alone, embraced his dual nature. With Selena's love and Christina's loyalty, he faced the future, ready for whatever fate or Kavith threw their way. At a grand festival, Varanthia glowed with light and song. Selena, radiant in elven garb, pulled Dorian to dance. "To us," she toasted, her eyes sparkling. Christina joined, laughing. To heroes, the village cheered, their unity a shield against darkness. Dorian gazed at his friends, his home, his heart full. "This is worth fighting for," he murmured. Selena squeezed his hand, whispering, "Always." Christina raised her cup, "Forever." Under the stars, Varanthia's saga continued, its heroes bound by love and courage. As the festival peaked, Dorian heard Christina sing the hero's ballad again, her voice weaving their shared history. The crowd swayed, lost in the tale of dragon and hero. Selena leaned on Dorian, humming along, her presence his anchor in this vibrant, living world. The song ended, and Dorian clapped, moved. "You sing our story well," he told Christina. She blushed, admitting, "It's my family's legacy and yours." Selena nudged him. "Better not cry, dragon boy." Dorian laughed, his heart soaring, ready for the next chapter. The next day, Dorian, Selena, and Christina prepared to visit the academy, Olivia's offer tempting. Diodora, still smitten, sent a teasing letter, promising a rematch. Selena pouted, "No kissing my Dorian." Christina chuckled, "Let's focus on saving the world first." Back in Varanthia, Dorian's home stood rebuilt, a symbol of resilience. As he opened the door, a faint pulse of magic stirred. No attack this time, but a sign of peace. Selena and Christina followed, their laughter filling the space, a promise of brighter days. Dorian resumed his routine, tending fields with Selena at his side. She tugged him to the village, where kids clamored for more stories. "Tell us about the Dragon Kings," they begged. Dorian smiled, launching into the tale, his voice weaving magic, Selena's eyes shining with pride. The dragon ancestor's sacrifice echoed in Dorian's heart. His own journey mirrored it. From solitude to love, he'd found his place. Selena whispered, "You're our king, you know." He squeezed her hand. "Only if you're my queen." Her blush lit up the square. Forest allies visited often, their trade flourishing. Diodora quizzed Dorian. "Always storytelling?" He shrugged. "Started with Milo, now it's the whole village." Fire mused. "It's like you saw it all." Dorian winked. His dragon passed a quiet secret, binding them closer. Varanthia's growth drew adventurers, curious about Dorian's legend. 2 teens begged for tales, awestruck. Diodora shooed them. "Christina's got hero stuff to do." Christina, flustered, admitted, "I'm better with swords than words." Selena giggled, hugging her. "You're perfect." The group hunted with Balthor, now wary but fair. Dorian's unease faded. Varanthia was healing. Myra's milk fueled their laughter, Selena joking, "This stuff's magic." Christina nodded. "Keeps us fighting fit." Dorian felt home's pulse, stronger than ever. A quiet moment found Dorian and Selena stargazing. "Think Kavith's gone for good?" she asked. He sighed. "Doubt it, but we'll be ready." Christina joined, her sword at rest. "Together, we're unstoppable," she said. Their bond, forged in battle, shone brighter than any star. The village thrived, its scars fading. Dorian, once a solitary dragon, now led with love. Selena's warmth, Christina's strength, and Varanthia's spirit were his armor. Whatever lay ahead, goddess or demon, they'd face it as one, their saga etched in Arestia's heart. A new dawn broke, and Dorian trained with Era, her magic sharper. "You're not leaving us, right?" she teased. He laughed. "Never. Varanthia's my soul." Selena overheard, grinning. "Good, 'cause I'm not letting you go." Christina smirked. "Same here, dragon boy." Magruna's prophecy lingered, danger loomed, but hope endured. Dorian, Selena, and Christina stood ready, their bonds unbreakable. Varanthia's fields bloomed, a testament to their fight. The White Dragon King, now truly Dorian, embraced his home, his heart full. As seasons turned, Varanthia's legend grew. Dorian's tales inspired, Selena's laughter healed, and Christina's blade guarded. The village, once nearly lost, now shone as Orestia's jewel. Kavith's shadow waited, but Dorian knew love was their greatest weapon. Magruna gifted Dorian another tome, her eyes twinkling. For the future, she said. He accepted, vowing to protect Varanthia's legacy. Selena, at his side, whispered, "We'll write our own story." Christina nodded, "And it'll be epic." The trio's resolve burned bright. Dorian's family visited, their pride evident. "You've made Varanthia home," his father said. Milo hugged him. "You're the coolest brother." Christina teased. "He's all right." Selena giggled. "He's ours." Dorian smiled, knowing this was his true life, dragon or not. Selena's dish, made with Myra's milk, warmed Dorian's heart. "It's perfect," he said, her smile radiant. A distant rumble stirred unease, but it passed. Varanthia stood strong. Christina scouted, reporting calm. Together, they savored peace, ready for any storm. The festival returned, Varanthia alive with joy. Dorian and Selena danced, Christina sang, and the village roared. "To our heroes," Balthor toasted. Dorian felt Varanthia's heartbeat, its people, his strength. Selena whispered, "This is our forever." He nodded, home at last. As stars twinkled, Dorian reflected on his journey from solitary dragon to beloved villager. Kavith's threat loomed, but with Selena's love, Christina's loyalty, and Varanthia's spirit, he was unstoppable. The White Dragon King had found his true calling, protector, friend, home. A new adventure beckoned, whispers of Kavith's return stirring. Dorian, Selena, and Christina trained, their bond a fortress. Varanthia's fields glowed under moonlight, a promise of hope. Whatever came, they'd face it together, their saga far from over. Dorian stood on Varanthia's hill, Selena's hand in his. "We've got this," she said, her eyes fierce. Christina joined, always. The village slept, unaware of the gathering storm. Dorian's dragon soul stirred, ready to defend his home, his heart anchored by love. Kavith's voice whispered in the wind. "You'll fall, Valdrian." Dorian smirked. "Not today." Selena's crystal glowed, Christina's blade shone, and Varanthia's spirit roared. The White Dragon King, now truly Dorian, was ready, his friends, his home, his everything worth fighting for. As dawn painted the sky, Dorian faced the horizon, Selena and Christina at his side. Varanthia's heartbeat pulsed through him. "Let's write our legend," he said. Selena grinned, with a happy ending. Christina nodded, always. Their journey, eternal, began anew. Selena's presence lingered in Dorian's heart, her courage his light. "You're my home," he told her. She blushed. "And you're mine." Christina smirked. "Get a room, you two." Laughter rang out, Varanthia's spirit soaring. Together they'd conquer any darkness. The village thrived, its heroes legendary. Dorian's tales, Selena's warmth, and Christina's strength wove Orestia's future. Kavith's shadow waited, but they were ready. "For Varanthia," Dorian vowed. Selena and Christina echoed, "For us." Their bond, unbreakable, shone forever. Under starlight, Dorian and Selena sat, her tail curling around him. "Think we'll win?" she asked. He smiled. "With you, always." Christina joined. "Count me in." Varanthia's heart beat strong, its heroes ready for the next epic, their love a timeless flame. As peace settled, Dorian knew challenges awaited. Kavith's defeat was temporary, but Varanthia's spirit was eternal. Selena's laughter, Christina's resolve, and the village's love were his strength. "We'll face it all," he said, their hands clasped, hearts united. Kavith's final taunt faded, her plans thwarted by Selena's love. Dorian stood proud, Varanthia's champion. "We're not done," he told his friends. Selena grinned. "Good, I like a challenge." Christina nodded. "Bring it on." Their saga, boundless, burned bright. Dorian faced the dawn, Valdrian's legacy alive in his heart. With Selena, Christina, and Varanthia behind him, no goddess could stand in their way. The White Dragon King's tale continued, a beacon of hope, love, and unbreakable bonds in Orestia's endless sky.